Good morning everyone, my name is Christian, this is Two-Headed Wolf Gaming and welcome back to Path of Exile, where today we're running around trying to do another 10 bosses battle, here fighting the Maven, and then we're gonna try to work on mixing these parts together, like the metamorphs, and have a few battles in the tunnels, and maybe afterwards we're gonna go delving, I'm not really sure. We'll have to see. But this is the plan for now. Let's do another Maven battle. And hopefully it will go well. Still feeling good with the build. However, I did risk on farming a few maps. So I am back to level 92. Should really be working on farming those levels up. And it wouldn't be too much if I was tiny bit more patient, but when I'm thinking that I want to record and have a few good episodes for you guys, I am pushing basically I'm risking more than is the case. Well, let's see, maybe we'll start the fight over here. Let's make sure we don't die quickly. And we'll do this arc, and then I'm gonna do this. Okay. Where are we now? Let's see. Okay, so this guy is still around. Let's take him out ASAP. Put down one of those Orb of Storms and then we'll move around. The Orb of Storms is definitely needed. Like that multiplier of the attack and the slowness and everything else. I don't know, for some reason I didn't feel it earlier, but maybe now with the double damage and that we have from the Awakened Orb, it makes a difference. I really feel so. Okay, I could go around like this for a tiny bit. Ah, rats! I guess that was a bit too risky. And it didn't pay off, but hey. We're still doing fine. Okay, and that leaves us with only one boss, I think. Yeah. Whew. That went well. And I've completed another boss battle, and here we can throw, like we could go with the Smuggler Cache. 100% chance to drop a blueprint and 10% chance to be fully revealed, and that is awesome. It can be pretty expensive to go and reveal different maps, so I do like this. Nice. Let's go right ahead and go into Tain's laboratory. We're gonna talk to him.
Peace to you. May the darkness spare you.
Or to whom?
Tala, Exile.
Sell items? No, I don't care about selling items. Let's identify this orb first. 18% chance for an additional shrine that I don't really care about. Unique bosses dropping talismans? No. Breaches belonging to Chaluya. Let's see, what do we have here? If I look at fragments, already have one, so I don't really care. But the 1% increased pack size, maybe we'll leave it at that. And let's see, what are we missing? We're missing a yellow one. So I'm gonna replace this one here, and we're gonna place this one over here. We're very close to having all the orbs that we need. I'm gonna keep these maps because I rolled them to try to farm something out of it. And what else? I needed and I wanted the parts here. Drops additional weapons, currency I care for. We'll take 2 of these. You need all 5 parts in order to make a body. Fossils could be good. Quality gems. Oh. So he wants us... Okay, he wants to buy from us. We're finally selling from the trade menu this for free exalted, which means we can go ahead and buy something ourselves. Let's see. There we have it, free exalts. Good luck. Let's do whisper. Good luck, have fun. And there we have it. Now we have the exalts, which means it's exactly the right time where we can go ahead and check the market. And I'll do Poe Trade. I've taken a closer look on the Path of Exile trade. Let's see, Path of Exile trade. If you look for that in Google, you go into the official Path of Exile trade website, and I realize it's actually better nowadays. So here we are. It's pathofexile.com/trade, and it's in. This goes automatically to the ritual, but you can change that around. And the way you use it, like at first what it shows, I believe it's just this. And we're gonna go looking for Awaken Control Destruction Support. And let's try to put here quality. How about quality 23? What would that mean? 8 exalts. We don't have 8 exalts, I only have 4. Well, let's go down a bit. The thing is, it also has level 5, so that is a upgraded item. We're gonna try 22. That's 5.3, it's still a lot. 20, maybe 21. 4.5. Well, unfortunately, I guess we'll just have to go to something like quality 20 maybe. 3 exalts. The reason why people recommend this website, from what I hear, is that these are more current. Like the ones that are somehow like partner websites or, you know, the third-party websites, they import their data, but it doesn't seem to be like instant. So that's how this goes. So what I will do is that I will do the same thing you do on the other website. You click whisper here and it copies the text, and then you just go around and whisper at people. Let's see, this corrupted one also has quality level 20, and it's a few levels higher, and it's exactly 3 exalted orbs. You know what? I don't really plan on doing... maybe I plan on doing something. Let's take one that's uncorrupted, even though we'll have to level it up. So I'll see you guys in a second. I'll try to buy one of the gems and we'll be right back. And I'm back. That went very quickly. We'll stash this exalted orb. We'll go here, and what do we have? Well, the difference will be... both have reduced critical strike. One has 1% more spell damage, more cast speed, and another 10% spell damage. Okay, so basically the spell damage will stay the same at this level, but it will provide us with more cast speed. Let's see, does that also calculate the cast speed? Should. Yeah, it does. Because it's damage per second, and having quicker attacks makes a difference. So we'll store this, and I am going back to Thane's laboratory. And now we'll take a look. With this, I think our build is almost complete. As far as the gems go, we're almost exactly the same. There are a few alternatives that you could use. Gear-wise, that's where things are not as good. Like 73 item, 80. I mean, we could really invest from now on in equipment. Let's see. Additional fossils drops an additional quality gem, rare armor, enchanted helmet, more currency, which I like, and currency. Maybe we'll do this one. Okay. This we don't really have a choice here. Jewelry, I guess we'll do currency items. And finally over here, currency, divination cards and unique items, or more currency. Let's do some divination. Okay. And let's put together our first boss. So I want 76 currency, then I want another currency. Currency? Yeah, we'll put all the currencies in here. And finally this. Oh, this does not reach that ultimate level. I guess it's the first part that we're mostly missing. Right? I mean, I could be changing this with this, and that would put us very close. Let's try to do the other build. Would this make it special? No, it does not. So it's not gonna be the maximum amount, which means it's not gonna be the best, I would say. But we're gonna have to work with this. Let's have the battle either way, drop some currencies. Okay. And there we have it. That is our battle. Nothing too difficult. But depending on what you put together, like the builds that you put together, they can become very tough. Like we saw them on the map, that some of them really destroyed us. Nice. And if you like this kind of thing, there's a lot we can do. There was even a modifier on the map that we didn't pick up, at least not during this league. Let's see, was it here if I remember correctly? Delirium, invasion bosses, no, but I feel like it was somewhere in the north. This is with essences. Sulfite. Here it is. Find a sample. Metamorphs in areas deal 50% more damage. They have 100% more life, but 50% chance for rewards from metamorphs in areas to be doubled, which is great. The areas containing rogue metamorphs, which probably when you defeat them, it gives you like different parts that you can put together. Is there any other area which will provide you with... Ah, here is one. So having 10% chance to contain metamorph encounters, then metamorph bosses which drop an itemized sample drop an additional itemized sample, which is what we've used to put together the metamorph. And metamorph VAT meters in areas require 50 less power to fill. which means that when you get to the top, you know, you get a lot more bonuses, though the monster becomes tougher too. You can assemble an additional metamorph in areas after the first is dead. So you can farm this out if that is what you want. If you enjoy this type of content, then you can go ahead and do that. Somehow, this is just in a sense my opportunity. Like, I want to show you as much as I can from the game, from what you can do, especially if you've never played before. Like, this is why we started the series. You've heard me say this before, but I consider this game to be like really cool. It has a lot of content. It's free to play early on with a possible investment later on, which provides you with the stashes, which, as you can see, if you really want to collect, if you really want to keep some of these items because you might use them in the future, or you might craft, or you might do something like that, you definitely want many stash tabs, and you want like the different modifiers and things like that.
Yes.
Okay, with that in mind, let's actually unveil this first, and then we can just destroy it. So, what else are we going to do? I think these maps are from down... Nope, one is up here. Okay, we'll go with this one, and this one, it's down here. Now, I don't really want to fight there anymore right now. I want our conquerors to spawn here in the north, because we've done the 10 boss battles here in these 4 regions, and I want to do the 10 boss battle in the northern regions. That will also complete this challenge. Where is it? Right here. That is why I want to farm the north. We're gonna throw these in here. Let's see how we do now. Do I want to throw any of these? I think there are a few challenges that I need to work on. Farm bases, encounters. So 6 of the following encounters. Defeat warband leaders. I could bring that. We have shrines. I will do that. Legion I will do. Open maps with fortune favors the brave. 30. I think these are the cheapest. So let's do that. The reason why I'm throwing Sacrifice of the Dusk whenever I run one of these maps is that I heard that it provides you with 5% extra items on the map, like item quantity. Never looked it up to see if that is true or not, but I was watching someone that seemed pretty trustworthy. So I'm just using them like that. Plus I'm getting so many. Whew. Almost got trapped there. Apparently we still got the warband by that encounter, by the looks of that encounter. Because the name of that monster was like orange, and that makes him unique. I want to see if this encounter provides me with anything that is remotely useful. The Crimson Jewel with traps have a chance to poison, okay, and traps dealing physical damage. Okay, then we'll farm them. We'll do the rituals as well. We have Cassia around. Let's get this going as well. Yeah, let's do this. I so love her voice. I don't know. It's one of those weird things, but right, you rarely hear voices like this in gaming, right? You hear them more often in real life. And because she does have this kind of voice, she's a bit weird, right? You find her singing, and I don't know. It gives her one of those personalities that you would sometimes, like, you would remember if you are sitting down trying to think of a more unique character in Path of Exile. For me, as someone who, I don't know, it's more of an audio person. Oh, already done? Basically, I enjoy listening more, and I learn a lot faster, or I understand a lot quicker by listening than by reading. Somehow it makes her a character that I remember. I've always been I've learned pretty late in life, but I've always been the type that likes to listen more to stuff and try to do something else in the meantime. If I have to sit still and watch something, even nowadays, like I spoke about this before, but I'm not really watching movies anymore, because I don't have the patience anymore to just sit still and watch something. So I do it on the odd occasion, whenever the missus wants to watch a movie and she says that it's super cool. Something like she's into superhero movies and everything that you can consider from Marvel and stuff like that. And so I do sit down. I like the movies, especially, or at least the ones that are good. Things like Deadpool. But I am not patient anymore to just sit. And I think maybe this is one of those things that I hated in the classroom as well, just sitting and teachers saying that you have to look at them, right? And pay attention, like you can't just listen and, I don't know, doodle or do something like that. But later on in life, when things were more free, like during university, I could just sit in the back and listen to the teacher speak and just look up whenever I felt like there was something that I needed to see in order to understand. And after that, I started listening more and more to audiobooks, because I was going throughout the city, like whether to go to classes and then come back home, and I had all kinds of activities that were like 20 or 30 minutes away from my house. Like I had to work on and off, so basically I would spend a few hours per day just on the road, just walking. And in that time, what I started doing, even though at first I was listening to music, when more podcasts appeared on the internet or audiobooks, I started listening to them, and I was lucky to find some really cool books. Like one of the that I remember pretty clearly is A Good Clean Fight by Derek Robinson, I think it's called, and it's a World War II like an audiobook, and I found that to be pretty impressive. That was during the times where I was considering a military career, so somewhere in my early 20s.
When I'm ready, and not before.
I do recommend this book, by the way. and it's presented like the what they talk about, like the book is set in World War II, but in the Africa, in Africa, in the African Corps and the SAS, and it presents, it's like written from both sides. It's also from uh, the side of the Germans, or the Axis, if you like, and also from the side of the Allies. And that is a book, that is probably one of the first books I really loved listening to. I remember even climbing mountains and while listening to that book. And it was that kind of excitement. So as I started doing this more and more, it pretty quickly it became a habit for me. And nowadays, one of the things I guess I like when I'm recording for YouTube, for not for you guys, is right. I can't put in the background the different podcasts, right, and listen to that. But I am back to listening like the game's music once again, which hasn't happened in a long time. Because I am used to always listening to a podcast or someone talking or a YouTube video or things like that, I've stopped the music on many games, even newer titles and things like that. Okay, we have this already. I would like to keep an extra pair because I want to try an idea for later on, even in the standard league. And now that I am doing this for YouTube and I leave the soundtracks behind, it's quite nice. Didn't realize that in some of the games that I'm playing, they had such good music. I guess we can throw this in the jewels, right? And I'll keep this one, pick this one up. I am collecting, as you can see, I'm collecting splinters and trying to make ritual vessels. There's a challenge here. No, not this one. This one, complete ritual encounters. So defeat each of the following combination of bosses in a single ritual encounter. Guardian of the Phoenix with the Earth Scorcher, with Kitava the Destroyer, and the Infernal King. So it shows you the map where you need to capture them from. Basically, you go on the map, you go to the boss. If he has a ritual ring around him, right, the ones that you'd be able to pick up using the vessels after defeating him, and you pick all of them up, like 4 bosses, and then you throw them into the Atlas. Now, I believe that the way it works is that you have to throw a map and 4 vessels, which means that we will need to unlock the 5, what is it called? Like the 5 map device, 5 slot map device. And in order to do that, I believe we need like 4 of these. Not sure it works with 4 of these. Let's see. No. At least it doesn't look like it. Let's farm one of these. Let me show you what one of these Bridgestone encounters looks like. The Maven has already witnessed this battle. Okay, then we're not gonna call the Maven. Or did I show this to you? I think I might have just showed you. I don't think I showed the Legion though. But anyway, this is the encounter. We go through here, we farm it out. And if you have the possibility, like if you want to see more Path of Exile, and I would say that what you could do, like in order to see when these leagues were in like at their full strength, right, when they first appeared, when they were the main league mechanic, and it is a bit different than what you see here. Just go ahead and look on YouTube, try to find these leagues. If you don't know the name of them, you can go on Path of Exile on YouTube and you'll find there the video presentations, right, the teasers for these leagues. And you will find out more lore, you will see like some of the mechanics, that how they were introduced, like how it looked. And I don't know, it's somehow the story is really, it's unique, it has its own unique. Path of Exile has its very own story that is trying to develop, and not everything fits perfectly, right? There are some holes in some plot holes, basically, like some items don't really make sense, some enemies don't make sense, even though they try their best to fit them in. I don't feel like it really works.
I'm ready and not before.
But at least it's a certain unique story, right? It's not the same old elf, dwarf, and human and orc or things like that, which there have been, of course, there have been really good games. Oh, yeah, we defeated it. There's nothing special to it. There are some really good games out there where you have like this, let's say, dominant species, right? Species that we've gotten used to in games. But there are some games out there which are, I don't know, they make it feels a bit lazy, I would say. What should I do next? Shall we try out? I guess delving is not necessarily a good idea because we haven't really ran through and the level is so low that it won't be like we will just run through that. But what else could we? I guess we can try some of these shaper maps. Area influenced by shaper. Let's check it out. So where is this? This would be in... Oh, these are separate maps. Maze of the Minotaur. They're both mazes of the Minotaur. Let's try them out. And I will call the Maven to see the fight. It seems like she hasn't seen this one.
One of my captors felt no emotion. He did not hesitate to inflict pain. Now, all he feels is unstoppable.
Okay, an Abyssal Depths has been opened. Let's jump in. And farm this out. So oddly satisfying when you run through these monsters and destroy them. I was listening to an interesting episode, for some reason, with all the hype surrounding Diablo 2 and the new version that will appear. I've started looking up on YouTube for some videos in regards to Diablo 2, and I found this, I guess he's a streamer, and he's also posting the videos on YouTube, Mr. Llama? I think I'm saying his name right. I think his YouTube channel is like something Mr. SC Llama. And he's just doing Diablo 2, and I know that quite recently he's also started playing chess.
When I'm ready, and not before.
And he had a dialogue with another YouTuber called Riker. Is also making content for Diablo, but he's doing Diablo 3. He's a player of Path of Exile as well. And they were speaking about what Diablo 4 will be like. It's an older video. And I got interested in the conversation to see what they think, what they expect, what they would like to see, things like that. And one of the ideas that they pointed out in like what made Diablo 2 a great game is that like every monster that you encountered felt important, right? Because there weren't
Clumsy me.
huge mobs generally in Diablo 2. There aren't huge mobs, and you have to pay attention to what you are fighting with, right? Like there are some that like shoot at you from a distance, and the archers were very strong. And then you had the mages, and then you had like the zombies that were slow but they were tough. And every one of those monsters, you always had like somehow you always had to use the potions, right? And even some low-level monster was doing damage to you. At the end of the day, you still needed, or you were more afraid, of course, you were more afraid of the high-level monsters than anything else. But that is the interesting thing there, because when he said that, like I thought about it, and he was comparing it to Path of Exile as well, and also to Diablo 3, where the monsters don't really seem important. I mean, you see them, they're there, you know what they do, and every once in a while they'll kill you. But other than that, like you don't know that these are leaping spiders, right? Unless you've encountered that the encounter with them, one that is super modified. You don't know the name of the golems, you don't know the name. So there's a lot of things I would say that it's not that necessarily that you don't know, but you don't care about, right? You don't really care about the monsters. You see constantly mobs that you just maul through as you level up, and it's only somewhere in towards the middle to end game that
I need more mana.
you get to care more about the type and what you could take on. But even then, like right now, I don't really care what these monsters are like. I only cared what the modifiers for this map were, right? Because it's that is either going to keep me alive or kill me. So that was an interesting discussion. Of course, each game is different. Like I do consider that you have to care about each monsters. I don't know, I don't feel like this is the game for that. I feel like this game, one of the charms of this game, it is the ability to somehow speedrun and go quickly through it, and it's more about building up your character, trying to put together this good amount of useful skills, right? Both. Okay. Okay, the Minotaur has a lot of life.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Does he have some defenses or something? Because it doesn't seem to me like he is taking a whole lot of damage. Okay. She is shielding him. Okay. Maybe there's something to be learned there. Yeah. The difference though here in Path of Exile, and they pointed this out, the boss battle in Path of Exile are actually the best part. And they are. Like, every boss has their own mechanic, their own style of attack. Like, they're not doing normal, any kind of normal attacks, right? Normal damage. Just shooting at you with a bow and arrow for 100 damage and that's it, right? Which some of the bosses in Diablo do, right? As I said, there are only a few bosses that are really to be remembered. And I think here Path of Exile is better. And it fits for different people. Like at first, when I first saw this game, I stayed away from Path of Exile for a long time, and when I saw people like just going through it at that huge speed, like I thought that is not the game for me. Like you don't see anything. It's just rushing. Plus somehow it was one of those ages where you would see people playing StarCraft at like, oh yeah, we have to be careful of those globes. I just saw the Shapers summoned here and he came towards, he shot those like 3-4 bolts towards us. I guess that is what we need to be careful of. Or the falling rocks. How do we fight the Minotaur? Okay, let's... We have an extra map here to defeat the Minotaur, but... Yeah, and the stone rocks, her abilities to defend him. The Shaper coming in. Okay, there's a lot of stuff to look for. Come on. Yeah, we need to keep moving. I feel like the Minotaur is once again defended. Yeah. At least we don't have to do a whole lot about. Okay, let's run away again. These are the defenses, okay. And I just ran away there. Okay, well, one more chance. See if we can defeat him now. Rats. Wrong click there. Well, fortunately for us, we do have another map, so let's try this one out.
One of my captors felt no emotion. He did not hesitate to inflict pain. Now, all he feels is intense, unstoppable agony.
Ooh. What are those? Well, whatever they were, feels like they had like this veiled righteous fire, smaller circle, but that's what it felt like.
And not before. I need more mana.
Hey, Chaos Orb, great. Making some currency while we're at it. Now I'm really looking forward to Path of Exile 2. And I did recommend in the past to go take a look at the Path of Exile, the conference that happened, I think it's now 2 years ago? I think it's just about 2 years ago. And they present Path of Exile 2, or just look on YouTube for Path of Exile 2 and see the gameplay. It's definitely not coming out this year, but it might come out next year, hopefully. And that should be really fun to see and play. It's a slightly different game, with the end game being fused with Path of Exile 1 end game. So basically, people in both games could go for the same type of... Okay, let's take away his power here. I feel like this one might... the modifiers on this one might not be with health, because I seemingly do a lot of damage to him. Ooh. Rats! Press the wrong button there. Man, this guy is tough. Or I'm just not careful enough. I'm being too brave, I feel. Oof, 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 oof. Let's go around here. Yeah, and I don't have... I think what I should have done... There is both of these had the modifiers that enemies cannot be taunted. And what one of our golems, and I think it is the stone golem, just does that. Has the modifier to taunt. Has the ability to taunt enemies.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Okay, okay. Well, seems that somehow we are learning here. Even though it's not perfect, it still works. It really does not have to be perfect. Whew. Oh, oh. Rats. Ah. Now I'm super curious to watch one of those YouTubers that does this type of... they're doing hardcore content. And just hardcore content. It's not that one Minotaur can take us, it's like the Maven summoned another one. And probably she's buffing them up as well. So here we go, our last try. Hoping that we can take him out. Let's just keep moving. Ah! Rats! Well, you win some, you lose some. But that is going to be it for today. I'm just gonna take a break, refill my cup of coffee, and then come back to farm around and get ready for a brand new episode. Now, I hope you have enjoyed even this fail after the last episode where we won. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Until then, thank you very much for watching, and I wish you all to have a wonderful day.